Hello YouTube, my name is Master Waffles, here to give you guys another game of Planetary Annihilation in my boxers, and oh god, I need a shower actually. Anyway, so right now I'm just playing a random game just cause, I have been picking up the game a lot more ever since the alpha has been getting some tweaks in regards to the unit balances and the different bugs that they've been ironing out, which is pretty good, to be honest. I really do like how most of the bugs have been taken care of. There's still a large variety of bugs that are still in place, but at the same time they're being ironed out fairly quickly, so I really don't care how many there are still, because they're slowly going away. The game's more playable. They've optimized the game for lower end PCs and mid-range PCs, and so far everything is a-okay. This game is super playable now and I love it. Anyway, let's start over here while I talk more about the game and orgasm about how great it is. Oh, scheisse. Alright, so right now, as you can see, I'm just kind of doing this little tactic that people have been doing in recent videos and such, which is how you stack a building on top of a building, and that's basically about it. Is it a legitimate strategy that will be in the final version of the game? No. No, this is going to be completely taken away and removed during the final phases of the alpha, the beta, and the final version of the game. But this is a little bit of an exploit or glitch that people use in order to minimize the damage that bombers wield, and also to kind of minimize the amount of space you use, so that you can free up more space for factories, for maybe turrets, all those type of stuff. Well, I've run into a situation where I don't have any more minerals. Okay, this is my hindsight is 2020 after all. So right now we're just going to slowly construct this building, and we're going to finally construct the metal extractor. I should have actually started with the metal extractor first, but then again, because I started with the metal, the energy plants first, that means that I won't be in a situation where I'll be kind of in a energy deficit, which is good. That's really good, you know. Being in an energy deficit in this game is actually very detrimental. Being in a metal deficit isn't as bad because you can build metal extractors a lot easier than energy, but at the same time that's all based on some people's opinions, really. My opinion is that it is a little bit easier, but probably other people will disagree with me, and that's okay. Anyway, so let's just build a bunch of metal extractors on top of one another. And yeah, this is pretty much how I start my games right now, just kind of like building stack and such. And those are just a few of the little small tactics that are in place in the game, but keep in mind most of the tactics and strategies that should be in the game are kind of right now non-existent, and it's safe to say as to why, and that's because, well, it's an alpha, so yeah. But on the subject of actually talking about strategies in this game, there's not a whole lot of strategies right now, and that's mostly because it's an alpha, but also because, people haven't really been, discovering any new crazy strategies. I mean, right now the game is kind of delved into these type of strategies. Bot spam, tier 2 tank spam, naval units to protect your oceans, and hornet sniping or commander sniping. Now, what do I mean by hornet sniping / commander sniping? Well, commander sniping is pretty much you take a bunch of hornets or tier 1 bombers, go into your opponent's base, and just snipe their commander, kill him instantly, and then win the game like that. It's a cheese strategy, it's a cheese tactic. A lot of people don't like it. I certainly don't like it, but it's a cheese strategy. And growing up on, StarCraft 2 makes you basically immune to kind of getting angry from cheese strategies or cheese tactics. I mean, I can't really get mad at it because I've suffered so many cannon rushes and so many, weird strats that ended up working for my opponents that I'm kind of like, I really could care less about commander sniping. However, the big problem with commander sniping is that there's so little ways to deal with it, actually. Like, the only legitimate way to deal with it is to spam out tier 2 aircraft, and other than that, that's basically about it. And spamming out tier 2 aircraft can actually be a detriment to your overall military plan, seeing as though it could just basically force you to kind of spam out these aircraft units that don't really shoot land units. So if you end up using the majority of your time building tier 2 fighters, then you could be lacking in other areas such as land vehicles or you know, bombers that can really destroy your opponent's base. So it's kind of like that in a way. I mean, a lot of people suggest tier 2 advanced turrets, but even then, they don't do as much damage as they should, in all honesty. I mean, tier 2 anti-aircraft turrets, or batteries, as a lot of people would call them, they should actually be a more potent force on paper, but at the same time, when they're used in actuality, they're not really useful against the tier 2 bombers. In fact, tier 2 bombers kind of just walk past them in ways. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the strategies. Just spam out bots, spam out land vehicles, spam out hornets, commander sniping, and that's pretty much it. I mean, and that's because the alpha is so early. That's why I haven't been making any strategy videos of the game, because right now there's not really any strategy videos. I mean, there are people who suggest, oh, this strategy, but it's not really a strategy. It's kind of like, oh, just spam out this unit, spam out this unit, build these energy plants, build the energy storage to gain more uses for your energy, store up more of that energy, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So it's not really like, you know, there's it's like StarCraft 2 where there's like, oh, this is the tier 1 opening, or blah blah blah, or it's like Company of Heroes 2 where it's like, oh, you use this tactic to counter Grenadier spam, or Elephant tank destroyers counter, you know, heavy Soviet tanks, or blah blah blah, or shit like that. It's kind of more on the point of, well, this is spam, this is more spam, and you're gonna have to deal with the spam. And then there's commander sniping, which is actually a legitimate strategy, but it's just cheese, and because it's cheese, then people look down on it. Which I say bollocks, you know, because yes, it's a really annoying strategy, but it's cheese. We need cheese in the metagame. We actually need a metagame in this game, and so far there isn't really a metagame. So yeah, that's pretty much my entire say on the situation in the alpha so far. I mean, keep in mind, I love this game to death, but at the same time, I know for a fact that this game, when it comes to actual, you know, legitimate strategies, there's none. But that's okay, because this is alpha. And because this is alpha, then, you know, the game can get away with having no strategies. And I'm sure when new units are, you know, introduced, and new versions of the alpha and beta are introduced, then more strategies will come about. I do believe the majority of strategies that will pop up from in this game will probably be sort of along the lines of where to expand on my moon, or where to expand to a different planet. The stuff in the final versions of the alpha and beta, to be honest. But that's basically it. That's where we're going to see the majority of strategies pop up in those time frames, and in those phases of the alpha. And that's basically about it. But there's nothing bad about that, because, you know, the game is still very much a work in progress. Even though a lot of people will say, oh, the game's complete, I'm a Steam user, and I spent $100 in this game, and it plays like crap. It's worse than the War Z. And I've seen comments like that. This game is worse than War Z, really? Worse than the War Z? Come on, the War Z was terrible. You want to compare this to War Z? Shit, man. I mean, this is like alpha right now. God damn. But yeah, for strategies wise, nothing's really going on in this game. And there's nothing bad about that, to be honest. I mean, you know, the game's starting up. And people have their own, like, you know, build strategies and build orders and what to do and stuff. But right now, the legitimate strategies are spam so-and-so unit. So how many times? Oh, God. Can I get this? Can I? Oh, I almost did. There we go. Alright. Spam so-and-so units so many times. And then finish off with maintain your economy by building metal storages or metal extractors or blah, blah, blah. It's not really too hard. And also build a bunch of turrets, because you don't want to get sniped. I've seen a lot of people actually use walls, and I must say, my opinion on walls are that they're kind of useless, since lobbers can pretty much destroy those walls. But at the same time, I do see the potential uses for walls, to be honest. Like, I do see why people value them so much, and that's probably because, oh, you know, they keep people out, and they slow or hinder the movement. Why can I not move this? They slow or hinder the movement of enemy units, and I can see that being a potential good, but at the same time, feel as though, you know, what is going on? What is going on with this thing? No, there we go. Please build laser turrets over here. But at the same time, I feel as though they're kind of a waste, as it really does kind of, well, pretty much waste time is one thing. Because why would I need to be building walls when I could just build turrets and allocate more time in my to my fabricators to build, you know, economic buildings or such and such. Like, I want more of these fabricators to build factories, or maybe even the more metal extractors. Why would I want them to build more walls? And that's kind of like my forte. Also, the thing about walls is that they don't have really the snap in place feature of Age of Empires or other strategy games, which means you have to literally take each column one by one and pretty much connect them together, which is annoying. Really annoying. It's super annoying, in fact. Anyway, let's get an advanced air factory so that we don't get raped by any more military units, such as maybe, oh, Hornet spam, which is something that I'm actually worried about, legitimately worried about, and everybody's worried about that in this game. Hornet spamming is not cool. I don't know what's happening to my controllers, actually. Apparently I've entered some sort of bug where my screen moves on its own, which does happen. Beta is beta. Well, not alpha is alpha, actually. What am I saying? Alright, so let's just construct more of these bot factories so that we can spam out the majority of them with some cool slammer units. What is my commander up to? I have no idea. Alright, so we just need a little bit more slammers, to be honest. No, these are scrappers, actually. Yeah, we need a little bit more scrappers, so let's continue building scrappers. We're losing a little bit of metal, but that's okay, because we're going to get a new metal extractor soon, which is pretty good. Now the next bot factory will be made. And then after that, I think we can go for advanced bot factories over here. Upgrade to slammers. Not the stompers, because stompers suck, but slammers are pretty good. And I think right now we can just build more. Oh, no, not over there. Let's build more metal extractors over here. Kind of like spam them out. But yeah, so right now all the tactics are kind of just building patterns, what you want to do when building your base. Kind of self-explanatory things. Like, oh, build metal extractor to get more metal, such and such, and all that good stuff. And that's basically it. But as the alpha and beta roll by, it should get a lot more strategic this game, and with new features being in place like moon colonization and, you know, more units, things will change rapidly. Especially the introduction of orbital units, which I cannot wait for. You know, I've seen this guy with his radar all this time, and he hasn't really done anything, so I want to see what he's doing right now. While that goes on, I'm just going to build up my base. Now, will I be doing, what was it, the famous commander sniping this game? Well, no. Well, maybe, actually. I'm not sure. Right now, I kind of don't want to do any cheese strategies, so I'm just going to build some peregrines to defend myself against any of that nonsense, but at this point in time, I don't know. Whatever, you know, happens is really my forte. Anyway, so we have a firefly. That's good. Move this firefly over here, see if we can scout out any potential juicy kind of gains or attack patterns. I don't know, really. I just want to scout out his base and see what he's up to. So far, a whole lot of... Wow, that's a massive base. He has a good tier 2 foundation. Not a lot of units, however. Okay, so let's just continue going onwards. We're going to send in my scrappers to actually destroy that radar, because we should actually destroy it. So yeah, we're going to do another scouting run just to see what he's planning. No tier 2 air factories, which is good. But at the same time, he has no units, so it makes me wonder, where is he? What is he building, or where are his units? Kind of. Oh my God, where was that? Where was that? Oh, shit. That's pretty bad. Okay, so it seems as though we are in a pretty big pickle right now. That's fine. Okay. Firefly, stand still. Stand still. Still, you Firefly. Damn you, Firefly. Alright, another scouting run. Let's see what he's building. Bot factories. Bot factories, not even advanced. Vehicle factories over here. So a combination of vehicle, bot. So far, oh, what's this? What's this? Advanced air factory. Okay, but he's building tier 2 air fabricators. Alright, so nothing to worry about just yet. Nothing to write home about. However, this is interesting. And so far, nothing. I think that's good. There's a lot of good defenses, actually. So I think the best way to deal with him would be actually to get artillery. And I know I shat on artillery like a couple of seconds ago. But actually, the good thing about artillery is that they're really bad against units. And I mean terrible against units. But here's the good part about artillery. Here's the really good part about artillery. They're amazing at destroying structures. And you can guess why that is. And that's because, oh, they're immobile. And that's the thing. You know, units can micro away from, you know, the artillery units and such. But how can structures micro away from them? I mean, it's not like we're playing as the Wood Elves where, like, you know, they can literally walk up away from units and they're rooted emplacements and such and actually just walk away from entire armies trying to kill them, and also aid in the battle of, you know, fighting some units. And actually that was a pretty good air battle I had with that tier 1 fighter. Actually, that was, I like that. Yeah, I almost got him down, actually. Shot him down, actually. That's the better terms of usage. Not just I got him down. Anyway, so right now let's just move these guys over here. We have a couple of slammers. We have a good sized army, I do believe. So yeah, we're just gonna build stompers just cause to take care of that annoying array of turrets and firepower he has. But that's basically all artillery is good for, destroying structures. Other than that, it's nigh on useless. More peregrines are needed, just cause I'm scared of actual, like, commander sniping. Let's just put my fighters right over here. While my commander actually continues forward. Should build an expansion to our base right over here, actually. Yep, there we go. Alright, and now I think we should be A-okay. Oh, there we go. Let's build more energy storages. Why not? Right over here, more energy storages, and we can build actually more metal storages later on. Send in another Firefly. I know this is a little bit redundant to send in a Firefly over and over again, but I just want to scout him out and see what he's planning. Come on. Nothing. Huh. The air defense tower hasn't actually spotted me. Oh, now it does. I'm fucking retarded. Anyway, let's build more energy plants while this happens. And I think right now I'm actually in a pretty good position. We can build advanced fabrication bots over here, just so that we can get the advanced not advanced air factory, but advanced buildings like the advanced energy plant, lobbers, nukes if we're really stupid, you know, stuff like that. Alright, let's build some radars over here. Let's build 3 just in case they get destroyed. Alright, so right now we have a couple of stompers, which is good. Stompers are a little bit weaker than actual artillery units, but at the same time, it doesn't matter, as, you know, we're mostly using them for structures, not actual units. Like, these guys can't hit shellers for shit. I mean, levelers for shit, so yeah, it's kind of like that. Anyway, so we have some pelters, which is good, just for some added defense. We need more fabricators, actually. In fact, let's cut away at some of these peregrines and let's just focus on building some advanced fabrication units. Right now, my bot factories are continuing to produce some units, and you guys can actually go over here. Huh. Seems like there's a bomber coming in, but he was quickly thwarted away. God, that was a tough word to say, thwarted. Actually, no, wait, that's not a tough word. What am I saying? That was an easy word to say. Anyway, so right now more stompers, and I think soon we're going to be in a good position to actually try and get some lobbers being built, because we need those lobbers to destroy the that defense over there. Ooh. Okay, let's send in the fighters. Okay, good. We're sending in the fighters. The fighters should be able to kind of create a blockade around my entire empire. Not empire, but faction. Actually, not even faction. Yeah, empire. What am I saying? You know what? We can just march these guys in if we so desire. Well, we don't actually need to. God, that's a lot of missiles. It's always funny seeing these massive missile battles happen between my aircraft and his aircraft. Ooh, he has some spinners. That's pretty bad. Alright, so let's see what else we can get. Let's just continue the production of that place over there. Now we can get a lobber, actually. We should get multiple lobbers. Alright, that'll be a good base for kind of my overall game plan of just sending down hell onto my opponent's base. And right now I think we can actually go ahead and build another advanced bot factory. I know I'm building a lot of these, but that's just the nature of the game. You have to build a lot of these buildings. Alright, so let's just continue sending forward my advanced fabrication aircraft to just kind of build as much as he can, or as much as he pleases. Mundo goes where he pleases. That was a horrible Mundo accent. Alright, so right now we're good on that front, and we can just send forward my units actually. Yeah, he's trying to send forward his tier 1 bombers, but it's not working. My aircraft just do a ton more damage. Up, he's sending forth his units, that's good. I will be able to intercept him. Oh, the battle of the lag. Well, that's what happens in Planetary Annihilation Alpha. It starts to lag. So far, no bomber support coming in for him, which is good, and we just melted away his entire army. In fact, now if we so desired, we could just punch through his unit. Oh, shit. No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. Never mind. Never mind. It's a lot of defenses, actually. Though I do have a lot of stompers. But still, I would rather have the lobbers in place before we start to do anything crazy. Alright, let's just send forward my advanced fabrication bots over to build those lobbers. Once we're done with that, ooh, come on, the micro in these units is god awful. And we could build some advanced metal extractors, which is going to help out my economy immensely. And after we're done with that, we can just build even more energy plants, advanced energy plants over here. Alright, that's good. And we're doing pretty good. Over here we can build some slammers, which are an upgraded version of scrappers. So that's going to be very useful for my empire going forwards. Empire faction, I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit confused on that. Ooh, that's a lot of bombers. But they're all dead. Alright, so far I'm just speeding up the construction of this lobber because we really need it to be finished. Like right now. Ooh, hornets coming in, that's really bad. Thank God I have some peregrines. Right now we should move my forces just a little bit west. Alright, that is a good position actually. Right now, after we're done with that, we should really focus on building this radar actually, advanced radar. Oh, come on. Where's he going with these bombers? Here, let's send in half of these guys to go this way. What's happening? Oh, nothing. It's good. Alright, so right now I think he tried to plan a distraction plan. Or plan a distractionary army. Because right now his hornets are not coming this way, which is good for me. Anyway, so the lobber's in place. Yeah, he definitely tried to do a two-way attack, but it's going to end up failing for him as I was able to see it and split up my forces evenly. Alright, he's fucked. He's just fucked. This lobber's doing an incredible amount of damage. Right now, the Peregrines are just annihilating his forces. Alright, so we can just continue onwards and continue building on my units. I think right now we can send these guys east. And this lobber is going to do a tremendous amount of damage while my aircraft just completely protect the bomber from any sort of damage. Lobbers have an incredible range too. Anyway, so right now we can just build some slammers. Slammers or stompers, I don't care which one. And we have enough advanced bots to actually make something happen. So let's continue building some energy plants and let's continue upgrading my economy. Send this guy over to help out in the construction. Because 4 bots is definitely inadequate. We need 5, at least 5. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Anyway, so right now we're just increasing my economy overall with the advanced metal extractors and the advanced energy plants. And I think right now we are all set, actually. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. Anyway, pull these guys back, actually. Just pulling them back just so that I don't get hit by anything I don't really want to. Ooh. Second lobber is finished. That's good. Alright, more artillery firepower. And we should really build more and more lobbers, actually. Just build enough of them so that, you know, his entire defensive array is pretty much nullified. Oh, nope. No, you don't. Oh, what's this? Hornet attack. Ah, I see. Yep, hornet attack. Alright, let's just kill these, this guy's hornets, actually, because, I would like my ally to die by this guy's hornets, but at the same time, I would much prefer it if I just get rid of these hornets now so that they don't bother me on, later on. Bother me on, what am I saying? And right now, let's see what we can do here. Ooh, I have some fabricators over here doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, how about you just build energy plants for the rest of your entire life? And same with you two. Just build metal extractors for the rest of your life. Yep, there we go. And you can build air defense towers all over your body. Right now, actually, we can send forward my air forces. In fact, let's send in half just to protect my commander. Because I don't want him getting commander sniped. And the black guy is apparently doing just that, commander sniping. So I'm not liking that one bit. Not one bit at all. Anyway, so right now we have my entire army over here going up against his army because he's had enough of my shit. Right now we just need to protect my lobbers because the lobbers are definitely more important than any of my forces right now. Alright, let's see. Does he have levelers? Because if he does, this could be a problem. However, my lobbers are actually targeting his units, which is pretty good. Here, let's just attack right now. Ants! Just ants? Okay, you're kind of dead actually, kid, because Slammer's doing an amazing amount of damage to ants. And I think we're melting them away, but I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm really not sure because the game is sort of lagging like a fuck ton. Well, alpha is alpha after all. Oh, look at these guys. They're just kind of skipping away. And he's a little bit mad that, you know, I'm kind of destroying him with lobbers and my units at the same time. And that's understandable to be mad, actually. At least I'm not commander sniping him, because that would be even worse. I mean, a slow, painful death is better than a quick one by, you know, hornets. Alright, and so far we're just building more of these energy plants. And right now I think all my fabricators are done, so we can start getting some... what should we get actually? Nothing really to get. So let's just build more advanced metal extractors over here. For eternity, actually. These guys should really build them for eternity, actually. And we can continue building energy plants for eternity as well. Alright, so we should be able to actually attack him, because right now the majority of his units and defenses and structures are probably destroyed. Right now we can make a quick little run actually right now. Kind of like see what he's planning overall, and so far nothing too big. Nothing really too big, which is good. Alright, and I think we should be in a good position to actually... What? There we go. Should be in a good position to actually attack his base right now. Let's just see what happens anyway. So we're just gonna push forward with everything we got. Oh god. This is gonna end terribly actually. This is definitely going to end terribly. However, we are making headway, and that is something. And so far, he doesn't have any units to really counteract this entire push, which means all he's relying upon is turrets, which isn't actually bad, but at the same time, it is bad because he really doesn't have anything else. Ooh, commander. All right, let's just snipe this guy actually and get it over with. Okay, Black's Hornets are coming in, which means the white guy was actually getting anal fucked, and wow, simulation terminated. I guess he left the game. Anyway, so that's about it. That's really how my thoughts on the game and the alpha overall, and really that's how you kind of defend against Hornet spamming and commander sniping, just sheer massive amounts of tier 1 and tier 2 air defense and also tier 2 air fighters. I will be making more Planetary Annihilation videos, so stay tuned. Anyway, Master Rolfness is out.